Alrighty guys, so there we have it. This is our brand new next gen controller mod for a next gen Xbox controller, so Series X or Series S controller. I think this mod turned out really well. I love the color scheme between the chrome buttons, the thumbsticks, the racing green faceplate is what really had me wanting to do this controller mod. I saw this faceplate on Extreme Rate's Instagram page and I really wanted a controller with this color faceplate, so I really like this color combination. I think with the racing green there are some other color combos you could do with it that would look really nice, but personally I think the chrome looks really good with it, and it's kind of neutral, and overall I just really like the way this mod turned out. So as far as the mod goes, it was a little bit more in-depth than the last controller mod you guys saw me do on the channel. The last one we did was just a Xbox One controller, and they're not much different as far as the internals go, and as far as modding them goes. They're almost identical on the inside from what I remember. But the only difference in modding this controller and this one is we actually kept the buttons that the Winter Forces controller came with, so we didn't have to do any of the button modifications. So this modification was definitely a little bit trickier because we did have to remove both of the PCBs on the inside of the controller to get to the layer where we can remove the buttons and add our new buttons. It's a little bit tricky because that top PCB in the back, it has the rumble controls for the triggers, and then also in the controller there. So a couple ways to do it. I just ended up just popping them out and just removing the wires until it was completely free and getting it out of the way. Some people just desolder that PCB and then pull it out, which I think in theory it's a little bit easier and in practice, but I didn't want to mess with desoldering them and potentially mixing up the wires and stuff like that, so I ended up just removing all the components to that board and pulling it out. But once the PCB's out of the way, it's pretty easy, just popping in your new buttons. For this controller, we also did the colored home button, which is another mod from Extreme Rate. Basically, when you order them, they're just these little packs of, they're just like a tiny lens sticker, and you just stick it behind the home button, and when that LED illuminates, it'll go through that color first and then illuminate whatever color you put in. So in this case, we did like a teal green, as you guys can see. But it's a pretty cool, very simple mod. I was kind of confused on how they install, but basically they give you some extra pieces of tape because one side on the colored lens is going to have like a sticky part. So you have to remove that and then stick it to the, in this case on the Series S and X controllers, you stick it to the rubber contact pads for the buttons. And I think on the Xbox One controllers, you actually stick it to the back of the home button. So they do install a little bit differently, and Extreme Rate does have a couple tutorials on how to do it, and I think they are different for these two controllers. So as far as the other components go, we have a Extreme Rate Soft Touch Racing Green faceplate. Like I said, I love the color. I do like the Soft Touch, it's got a good feel to it. A lot of people do not like the Soft Touch so much, and I can see why already, because they are kind of prone to fingerprints and stuff. So you probably will have to clean a soft touch controller much more than just a regular plastic controller. Other than that, it's got a really nice feel to it and it looks really nice. We do have the Chrome Extreme Rate button kit. So that is our, start and select buttons, our ABXY buttons, D-pad, and then also our triggers and bumper assembly. But again, going with the chrome, it looks really nice, but the only thing is it is kind of prone to fingerprints. So this is going to be a controller that I'm probably going to be cleaning quite a bit just because of the components I chose. The thumbsticks aren't actually made by Extreme Rate. They're aluminum ones from Thompson, I believe. And I'll have all these parts linked down below too, so you guys can check them out. But yeah, the metal thumbsticks, I used the same ones on this Xbox One controller that we did. And they feel really nice. They feel super durable. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with them on that Xbox One controller, so I went ahead and put them on this Series X and S controller. For the back of the controller and everything, we just left it the stock rear part of the shell. I didn't add any aftermarket grips or anything, because I actually really like the knurling that's on the Series X and S controllers. Just out of the box, they got a really nice texture to them, so they got a good grip. It's not too much, but it feels really nice, so I just decided to leave that stock on this controller. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Thank you for checking this one out. Just kind of wanted to take you all along for the ride on doing a controller modification for a next generation Xbox controller. It was a lot of fun. I like doing these types of mods, especially seeing the finished product. And just kind of wanted to show the steps on modding a next generation Xbox controller to you guys. If y'all liked the video, make sure to drop a like on it, and if you want to see more tech related videos like this one, be sure to subscribe. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.